So we tested the carpet once, as you guys saw. There's way too much material towards the front, so we can't get it to seat nicely underneath the pedals and everything, so we've got to remove some of that. What we decided to do was actually lay out the old carpet. We put some old boxes underneath the tunnel area to keep the carpet in its shape that it would have if it was sitting in the floor pan. And essentially, I've grabbed a gold and silver Sharpie. I've laid the new carpet over top of the old carpet and reached underneath and basically marked it where it's cut from the factory. So what that's allowing me to do now is to go back with a pair of scissors and actually trim out the carpet to the same exact shape as the OEM carpet. And that should be the best fitment that we're going to be able to get. I can't stress enough, if you guys try to tackle this on your own, check the fitment twice or 3 times, mark it, check it again, run your marker back over it, cut once, measure twice. Otherwise, you might end up with spaces in the car where you've got no carpet coverage because your panels don't cover what you've cut out too big. So be very careful with this step, measure twice, cut once. So if I wanted to sound dead in this car, I would have used Dynamat or something similar. Instead, I'm using the matting that came with the kit. And for me, that's fine. I think it's gonna do a really good job of keeping some of the noise down, but it'll also just be much nicer when all the carpet's laying in here. It's not gonna be against the exact floor plan, and will create some level of comfort in here when you're stepping on the carpet. Not that anybody's gonna step here because this is where the seat goes, but it's just a peace of mind thing for me. So we're gonna go ahead and do it on both sides, and it'll help just make the kit that much better. All right, so fast forward a couple hours, we've got the carpet in the car. Most of the holes are cut out. I'm gonna wait to do a few of them until we actually have the seats and everything ready to go. But here's how it looks right now. Our boxes are back in under the dash. Everything's plugged in. Basically ready to put this dash back in the car. Here's the dash prepped to go in. Luckily I got my dad here tonight helping me out. He's gonna grab one side of the dash. I'm gonna feed it through to him, and we're gonna get this thing back in place and probably call it a night after that, but we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, well, it's been one of those days. As you can see, it is dark outside. Big Jeff's already about 4 beers deep, and so am I. We've got the interior in, the dash is back in. I shouldn't say we have the interior in. The dash is back in, center console's back in, carpet's in, needs a little vacuum job. Still have all the end caps and a bunch of the bits that go on the dash to put back in. But for now, it's late. I'm gonna call it a night. Get back here tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel, like our video, leave us a comment below. I appreciate you guys joining me every day to tag along and see what I'm up to on this car. Hopefully tomorrow is just as exciting as today. We'll see you then.
One eternity later.
Welcome back to the vlog, boys and girls. Trying to keep the string alive of RX-7 content for you. So back here today, I got a crew of helpers with me today. I got my dad, Big Jeff back there holding up the fan. And Ricky's back, my man right there.
I'm here.
Already got a wrench in hand. So we've got a few things planned for today. Kind of getting to a point where we're just doing a lot of little things, getting ready to get this engine finished up over at DNA Garage. There will be a video coming for that. I noticed in the comment section that a lot of you guys are asking when the engine will be back. You'll know when it's gonna be back because we'll be doing a full build video on it. Ricky and I will go up to DNA and sit with Louie and put our hands on that thing and get it done. When it's done, we'll show you guys how to put it in. But today, we have a couple other minor things to do on the interior. One of them is installing the black seat belts that we've ordered. These actually came out of a car from Japan. But as you can see here, we've got dingy ass old brown piece of harnesses in here. So those are gonna come out today and be replaced with their black counterparts so we can continue moving forward with the, ooh, nice pun, with the black interior theme. And then Ricky and I are also going to tackle moving this fuse panel, as you guys saw me do in TJ's car. On his, we moved it over to this location here, underneath the headlight. Now, TJ's car, if you guys remember, did not have pop-up headlights. So there was heaps of room under here to mount all of these fuse boxes. This one, and this massive one. What we're gonna do, normally this goes here on the core support, but V-mount radiator and intercooler setup, we won't be able to have it there. We thought about potentially putting it down, just flipping it under, putting it down here. Unfortunately, it's visible with the bumper on, so that isn't an option. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna mount it right here. The idea of this is just to get it out of the way so that it's not visually an eyesore in the engine bay, and also to create the room for the V-mount system. So you're probably wondering, why are you going to put it on the bumper bar? If you get in an accident, you're going to destroy your fuse panel. Well, if I get in an accident, I got bigger things to worry about than my fuse panel. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to put it in a location where it's accessible. I'm sure I need to get to it, but it's out of the way. And to be honest, it's pretty much the norm on these cars. Most guys that build these cars do this same thing. So we're going to go ahead and tackle that today. We're going to bring you guys along for the ride. And here we go. Alright, so Oscar just took off from SOS Customs in Oceanside. I've got a lot of thinking to do with regards to the paintwork on this car and what I'm actually going to do to make it presentable to take out to events and things. It's really hard for me with the car being torn apart to not fix that stuff, so I got a lot of thinking to do. Anyway, I have to run off to the store because TJ stole all my hardware from my RX-7, so I need to go buy new hardware. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, he permanently borrowed it. So I got to take these to the hardware store, get some new hardware. In the meantime, the homie Ricky is going to remove all of the airbag sensors from this car. Being that we are no longer using the steering wheel with the airbag. Being a 93, this car only had a steering wheel airbag. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all of the airbag sensors and wiring to declutter this a little bit and remove the airbag system altogether. So yeah, I'll be at the hardware store. Ricky's gonna make it nice.
So we remove two airbag sensors from this side of the car. There was one that was right here, and there was one that was right here. And after that, I relocated the main harness for the engine bay so I can relocate the fuse box that goes right in front. So right now, there's enough slack for it to sit right there, versus sitting on the original spot, which is up here. Focus, focus, focus. Bam.
That was way easier than doing a bunch of rewiring.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Rick.
That's what I'm here for, brother.
I'd have cut this harness and rewired every wire. Good little shortcut.
Bam.
Actually, it's only been about an hour, but Ricky and I started tackling the steering setup. So we've got our new Sparco hub. and our clamshell that's going on. We've had to trim the leading edge flange of the clamshell here because it was, focus, it was rubbing on the back of the steering wheel hub. If any of you guys have ever installed one of these hubs before, you know that they're a little bit of a crapshoot, even if they're made for the specific car, which this one is. So I'm actually gonna end the video here. We're gonna get that installed. I'll go ahead and show you guys the final product tomorrow once it's all in and buttoned up. I wanted to give a special thanks to my father for spending the majority of his day cleaning today. He cleaned up the engine bay real well, and actually went ahead and let me show you these parts. So these parts looked like the rest of my interior, which was garbage basically, and basically cleaned them up to looking like new. I can't tell you guys how terrible these things looked when we started. There was dust and dirt buildup on them. They look gray almost. So he crushed it. We're gonna go ahead and pop all that stuff in tonight. Keep an eye on my IG account. I'll be doing some live stories with some updates here and there. So if you're interested in the project, you can get some sneak peeks there. Anyway, subscribe to our channel, like our video, leave us some comments, let us know what you think. We love you guys. Peace out.